Wow, look at that, guys. That's the most snow we got this year. You know, last year and all the other years, we've had, oh, I mean, that whole mountain will be full of snow. Freaking, ever since they've been pushing so much chemtrails, I mean, I don't know, I mean, look how hazy it is. You know, the wind used to go uh, towards the ocean, and then because I remember living in Oceanside, and it would say Santa Ana winds, causing a heat wave in San Diego, this and that, and here and there, and I mean it was like that for years when I lived there, and then they don't say that no more. Why? Because they changed the direction of the wind to push whatever chemtrails they got from the inner cities and get it pushed out to pretty much where I live. I'm not saying but they are pumping here in my area. Luckily, it's windy, but I mean, look at that. It's freaking hazy. That's nasty. That's chemtrails. Chemtrails. That's all chemtrails. That's all chemtrails right there. And it's just nasty. I mean, it's so lit up top, you know, with these freaking outrageous clouds. But yeah, but this is proof, you know, global warming has nothing to do with the Earth, with the sun, or sun spears or anything like that, or nothing like that, or pollution. It doesn't have shit to do with pollution or carbon, nothing like that. Because everything's the same. The problem is that the reason why there's global warming is because they're pumping out so many chemtrails. Get yourself a pair of shaded glasses, pretty much like like these ones right here. Like these ones right here. You see how they're like a brown tint, and I'm telling you, if you got these glasses, amber, like an amber, and you'll be able to see the thickness of the chemtrails. I mean, it's so thick up there. I don't know if you can see it, but you can actually see the heavy dust of aluminum, barium, all that junk that's in the air, trying to depopulate us, and they pump this out for mind control. They pump all this stuff out for mind control, and behind the clouds and all the stars up in the sky, those are drones. Those are drones. I mean, those are, people may say God, or may say, voices in their head, or things that are terrestrial or telepathy, or no, it's not. Is that human beings with technology these days, America and everywhere else jumped on technology so fast, and then it escalated so high that everything's moving fast, and it's a fast pace, and it actually, technology slowed us down, and technology is where people can get in the computers, hack them, and then get the Air Force to spray chemtrails just by like a computer sends a fax or sends a email to the Air Force to pump out some chemtrails, because they set it up that is for global warming, which is a college, and they've been testing, saying this and that, and so it makes things green, but it made things drier. It's drying our bodies out. That's why we've been drinking so much damn water. This is people depopulating us. This is that Luciferian freaking. This is that thing where these people are trying to just take us away and mind control the politicians and stuff like that. I mean, I'm telling you, when their eyes are wide open, they're mind controlled. When they don't make any sense and everything's stupid, it's, you guys got to understand, if they're going to do everything that whoever's in their mind, tells them to do, or they take over the mind, and the person doesn't even realize it, and it checks out the person, puts them to sleep. Because the whole time the person's thinking, oh, these inner thoughts, that's me, and don't realize it and get used to it, and then open themselves up to it, and next you know, the thoughts, the whatever that you're combative with, or second thoughts, or this and that, and here and there. Next thing you know, freaking, it's taken over, and you don't realize that it's someone else just typing out or putting information in your ear. With the little silent V2K going in their head, because they have your frequency of your brain, or your, that, and they tap into that, and they tap into your pineal gland. That's why they freaking fluoridated all the water, so that way it clogs your pineal gland, so you don't realize you got some eyes staring around, in your head, in your pineal gland. But you guys got to understand, these are human beings. They're not extraterrestrial, not aliens, not freaking gray people. They're none of that. These are real human beings, and they live, literally, with us. They're the kind of people that you never see them. They're always inside. And that's why they did this whole thing about people wearing masks. Because when people see them and when they close their eyes, they see these people and they're always wearing masks and stuff like that. That's because they're trying to hide their identity. And they have all this computer that's just whacked out. People put things in people's brains, and they plug them into a computer, that's wacky, and it feels like sounds like it's human, and this and that and here and there. But these are people that actually, have this technology, and basically it's simple. It's not something nano, this and that and here and there. The only thing that's different about is when there's chemtrails out there, and when it's actually activated, with the frequency or whatnot. I mean, they actually create like a ship, an avatar, and I mean, I seen this thing. It looked like a body, wrapped up in a cocoon, doing the floppy chicken, and the chemtrail was activated. Basically, it cloaked whatever that was in there, or because people have been disappearing, like in forests and stuff like that, and I believe that they get sucked up, with electromagnetic. Because why? Because all the heavy metals that are in the chemtrails that we're breathing in, that gets in our bloodstream and gets in our body, and we're always detoxing, from heavy metals. It's because what's in the cloud is for power. And these people don't have anything good for America or anything like that. This is to bring in this new world order, and it's to bring in the beast. And these people are just they're taking over. I think I'm pretty close. I believe the heart of them is in San Diego and stuff like that. And because an industry, that's making good money, is always going to go to location. When they're making these high, decent jobs, that's the only thing that's paying. Right? But they don't go anywhere because they're always inside. They may have an antenna, they may be living by an antenna, or they got like a bunch of freaking electrical wires that's going into their house, into a certain section, because that could be, the motherboard, those big racks of computers and stuff just going to town. And I mean, it doesn't take much. All they need is they have everybody tapped in. I mean, literally, it's like one drone per person, and sometimes you get ganged up by them. But I mean, I'm telling you, it kind of sucks, because I'm the only one that could see things, at night, even during the day, and they'll put pictures up, and I can see their drones, and people think they're stars, and then I see these freaking, this little tunnel, like the abyss, where that water, it shows a face that comes out of the water, into that underground freaking water base or whatnot. But it looks just like that. And then they say we're the all-seeing eye, and it's actually an eye. I mean, I seen Project Bluebeam, and it looked like just like a whole nother world up there. People think dimensions, this and that, and here and there, but this is ancient practice. The bird people back in ancient time. But the thing is that, that's why they hid all of it, and we were given free will, and then but people figured it out, and then they created and hacked it, and because they got all the clues, of course, because they were spying on whatever CIA and Nazis, and I mean it's been going on for a while, and that's why it's going to be the worst ever, because these people are tired of people and they hate everybody, and because they tapped into all the minds, and they don't want to do it no more, so they want to be able to return to the earth. So once the light leaves the earth, then they will come out. That's what it says. Whether it's the light of the people that they attack, because they're like the light of truth, like me, and they're the light of freaking lies, the Baal, the deceiver of man. It says, an angel of light, because an angel, if you look at these drone stars, it looks like there's one pumping some chemtrails. These drone stars, if you imagine back in ancient time, um, to someone that there's no technology, and then all of a sudden he sees a star, and it looks like an angel, with wings and everything, and light. But back then there were, well, they ain't pumping chemtrails. But the thing is that those people, their pineal glands were open. We've been toxic and desensitized for years with the shitty food, the shitty water, with medications in it, and fluoride, and the toothpaste that has fluoride, and that's why they push that whole thing, brush your teeth 5 minutes at a time, 3 times a day. I mean, that's actually taking a dose, and they used that fluoride on Jews to take them away from God, to take away the connection, and that's what they're doing here, and that's what's going on here, and these people are pretty evil. It just seems like anytime there's a tyrant, that's why about actually, there was a certain time before the crash, everything was good. I mean, people were getting into meditation, peace was happening and everything, and then all of a sudden it flipped. I mean, it flipped a coin, and it's been bad, ever since. And these politicians are running us in the ground, and they're gonna bust us out, and this place is gonna be communism, But the thing is that how we're gonna sustain in life on this earth when they're pumping out so much chemtrails that's drying out the earth. It's drying out the plants. It's drying out the clouds. It's drying out our bodies. It's freaking clogging up our blood, slowing down our brains, and our receptors are being clogged. That's why people are depressed. They commit suicide. They get people that first they hit them with depression, and then they tell them to commit suicide, kill yourself. Isn't that? I know exactly how they do it, and they get in people's heads and they plague them, no matter whether you're a child to a grown up, and if you're by yourself out in the woods, freaking next you're disappearing, and it's just, I'm telling you, we're gonna have to be carrying spears and bronze swords or something, because, if Ricky from Ricky Bombazzi is, if he's claiming and saying that over where he lives, there's spider webs being pumped out in the chemtrails or whatnot, and if he's saying that, here's the thing, what they could do, because what they did is they created our atmosphere into a video game, like a screen, because in a TV, a boob tube, one of those old TVs, if you break it in the glass, you get this kind of dust. This kind of dust in a light bulb, or not the light bulbs, but light bulbs and but TVs mostly. And this chemical creates that TV, and they create avatars up there. You can't see them yet, but more people are getting enlightened, and they hide from people. They only show people that they're trying to attack, and then that avatar is with that energy, and the energy in the chemtrails, and they fire that up, and they could create an avatar, a real avatar. You can't feel it. I seen it with my, because because I have sight. I could see the little pictures and this and that and here and there, But the thing is that I was given sight. You know, 'cause you ever hear that thing? God gave him sight. You know, I don't think it's like the best position of ever because I'm the only one who can see it. But the thing is that if you have spider webs too that are floating around, you know, I get, and it's attracted to electricity or you know, electromagnetic, you know, they could create that avatar, you know, fire up some chemtrails, create an avatar, and then and the spider webs will wrap around the avatar, you know, giving it a shell, you know, which is a solid avatar, and this avatar, you know, can definitely punch you, smash you, kill you, create a sword, and hurt you. You know, you get some avatar and it beats you up. Next, you know, they make giants and everything. This has been done back in the ancient times. You know, when they're talking about beasts, water beasts, Medusa, this and that, and here and there. You know, is because they're probably avatars, and I guarantee you, with the concentration of chemtrails and what's going on with Ricky Bombaz and the East Coast or whatnot, and that's how they're going to do it. That's how they can do it, and they'll create beasts, and they'll create whatever they want up there, like it's Minecraft or whatever, and down here smash everything on Earth. I mean, you know, whether they say that the strong will survive, well, if the strong do survive, those are the ones they want in the end, so they can waste them, and they'll create these avatars, and next you know, it's all on freaking warfare and giants and Olympians like back in the Greek days. You know, it wasn't Greek mythology was not mythology. This shit is real. Look how bad those mountains are. You know, and I'm telling you, you know, adhere to my word, whether you live or not. I mean, the constraints is going to be so tight we can't even get out of our houses, because that's why they created this chemtrail or this COVID-19 bullshit. You know, and they pump that out, you know, because these are mind control people doing nefarious things, you know, amongst the people because they're trying to depopulate them, and these people are mind controlled. You know, and you can tell when someone's mind controlled because they do little mischievous things, and if you hear voices, or if you or if you get this gesture that this one person that a person keeps on saying over and over, it's because there's someone in their head. Because the thing is that people that are repeating things over and over is the computer, this mind control computer. You know, and you got to watch out for that because they'll do something stupid. You know, they'll do mischievous things and without even knowing it. You know what I mean? I mean, you can have a wife and all of a sudden she's a robot. You know what I mean? And she's freaking out on you, you know, and you're tripping out, you know, and that's because those are induced energies into your eyes, into your ears, into your brain. And that's why I wear this shielding, so I don't get caught up, because that's why the Bible says stay slow in anger and drink lightly. And that means literally anything that gets you kind of high or drunk, because they can sneak in. The devil sneaks in, and it'll escalate the fight. And if you notice people that just won't stop and won't let it go, then that's the mind control. That's the thing, you know, about. So they need to cut down drinking, or they need to like not start an argument. Don't fight with people. You know, just let them have their steam or whatever, or don't let them, you know, fire it up at all. You know, my mom did something really crazy, freaking, you know, this week when I was gone. You know, next year my room's trashed, and she never had an explanation, and she didn't even talk to me last night. I'm like, what the heck did I do? You know, and you know, it's because she's been watching her programming TV, freaking, you know, every night when she gets off of work. That's all she does for years, and they just programmed her. There's not much I could do. I mean, I asked her, hey, if you want to, and if you get people, hey, maybe you should put on some shielding. I got something for you. And they'll always say one thing. No, it's all right. No, it's not that. And they'll make excuses and say, oh, it's the weather. Oh, it's that, my migraines, or this and that. See, I haven't had a migraine or a headache since I've been wearing my shielding. Straight up. I mean, you know, if you're going to want to survive to this, or at least make a difference, you know, and help people and help us, help and be together, in this fight because I mean, look at this. They're trying to do it without a fight, and they're going to introduce that freaking vaccine. That's nothing but trouble. All right, guys. Rob Stanson, TISP, Research Development. This is the lie of global warming, and this is what it does. Look at those snow caps. Barely any snow came out. Big Bear's probably blank. There's nothing out there. All right, guys. Peace.